Over there. Over there.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
We are excited because we are celebrating our first year of living full-time in our RV.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be a great time to share some things that we learned that may help you out if you guys are planning on starting this lifestyle.
Yes, we wanted to share things we've learned in the first year, and maybe some things we didn't anticipate, and maybe it'll make your journey a little easier.
Some things that we were kind of worried about that we didn't have to be.
Yeah.
That we found along the way.
Yeah, we discovered that there's many things that we were afraid of that didn't necessarily come true or come to pass.
Or turn out to be
as big a deal as
we thought.
We're also going to reveal what happened with our slide-in and how that's going. What else are we doing today? Oh, tell them about Houston.
Oh, yeah. So we are going to Houston for Chris's dad's birthday party. He's playing at Beer Paredes, and Chris is going to sit in with him.
Going to rock out with the Pops. It's going to be cool. You're going to see some friends and family while we're there, probably. And should be a lot of fun. We haven't, spent much time in Houston, and we've been back, once? We barely had time to see anyone because we had things to do, like get stuff out of our storage unit.
Yeah, our winter clothes.
Yeah, winter clothes. We needed those.
It's wintertime in Texas now.
We're freezing out here. Anyway, we're here on this 300-acre ranch. The dogs love it. They're down here behind us in the lake.
The only place we ever get to come anymore is the lake. That's where the dogs want to go.
They always want to go to the lake.
Made it snow and the children know how we came to life that day. Must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be. Well, I never been to England, but I kinda like the beat. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to meet us. Can you feel it? Must be real, yeah. It's so good. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, not Arizona, what does it matter?
So the first one we wanted to talk about was campgrounds and bookings. When we were getting kind of nervous because everyone started talking about, oh, you got to book a year and a half in advance. There's no campsites available.
Yeah.
And so we went ahead and we booked all our travel stops, our overnight stays, like about a month or two in advance. When it came time to head out from Tomball, Texas, our slide out wouldn't go out in.
Yeah, so we had to call all those campgrounds and redo our reservations and everything. But we were just so worried that if we didn't make our reservations in advance, that we'd get stuck on the road somewhere. We found that's not necessarily as big a deal as we thought it was.
I mean, there were a few that we called that were booked solid, but didn't take us long to find one.
Yeah, we always could find one, even if it was that day.
An affordable one too, like around the $40 price range.
Yeah, that was pretty nice too. I liked them anyway.
They don't have amenities, but when we're in the travel mode,
Yeah, we're just going to be there one night anyway. So
yeah, I'm not going to spend that night washing clothes.
now, if you're going to stay somewhere for a while, you might want to book that in advance. You might want to research that a lot. But if you're on the road and you're just, trying to look for places to stay, as you're trying to get somewhere, yeah, you can kind of just do it off the cuff, I think.
Yeah, on our trip back from Alabama, we were just, while we were enjoying our coffee in the morning, we were calling campsites,
Yeah,
booking that night's
yeah. Had
stop.
some pleasant surprises too.
Yeah, they were really nice
Yeah.
ones.
So, yeah, we found this really nice place in Mississippi. It was right on this little creek. It was a real primitive kind of place, but it was clean. It was nice. People were
It was
nice.
pretty.
Yeah, it was real pretty.
We had a tire swing
Yeah.
and a, what was that, an aluminum picnic table?
Yeah. So we could put our Blackstone on there.
Yeah, we put the Blackstone griddle right on it. And a very level pad, too, a nice concrete level pad.
Nice neighbors. Oh, and there was a cool little restaurant in the town. It was this tiny little town.
Magnolia.
Yeah, Magnolia. And they had a great little restaurant. A real,
I don't remember the name of it. We'll put that down below, up above.
yeah, over there. Wait, over there. Yeah, the real eccentric owner, she came out and they would wear masks and it was kind of funny. Only in a small town America restaurant.
Remember when we first sat down, she came by and she goes, I hope you get something good because I heard the owner's crazy here.
Yeah. Yeah, she was cool. And the food was fantastic. It was really good, yeah. The next night we stayed in Louisiana, and that was right on a lake, and a beautiful lake too. And
Lake Cotil.
yeah, it was excellent. I loved that place. And they had a pretty decent shower there, so I got a long, hot shower, with some serious water pressure. That's the thing you miss in an RV is all that water pressure.
And how long you can take a shower.
Yeah. So anyway, we learned that you can lighten up a little bit when you're out on the road. Chances are you're probably not going to get stuck on the road somewhere with nowhere to stay. We haven't even looked into what are the free ones? Boondockers Welcome.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't even looked into that stuff yet. We still have a lot to learn about all that.
Well, it also was the end of summer.
Yeah.
And we're not set up to run to boondock yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have any solar.
Or a generator.
Yeah.
And one battery. Well, another thing that I think was a benefit because we drive those, the back roads, is that it's not crowded with other RVers taking the same route and using the same campgrounds. And they had other available spots when we got there.
Yeah.
And none of them had any problems with us changing our reservations because we had to do it twice.
Yeah. And none of them had any problems with dogs either. That was one thing that we were really worried about.
Because ours are pit mixes.
Yeah. Well, sort of. They're kind of intimidating looking dogs.
They look like pits.
But they're just big, goofy dogs.
But of course, if you're wanting to go to, say, Lake Florida or a special national park or somewhere where it's a very high tourist area,
Yeah.
definitely call and book your campgrounds ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it may be a year. Here, if you keep checking, sometimes people cancel and you can get in.
There's always a way, man. You can do it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
There's sometimes always a way. We also learned what our travel style is. We like to drive between 4 hours or less each day. That way we can get to the campground way before dark, set up our Blackstone, have a nice healthy meal, because you can't get healthy meals on the road. It's just impossible.
Yeah. Especially if you're on any kind of specific diet. We try to be gluten-free, no corn, no dairy, that kind of thing. Not that we're always successful at it, but we try to live that, because it definitely helps us quite a bit, especially
Does make
me.
us feel better.
Yeah, feel better, look better, that kind of thing. Sometimes you have to go 5 hours or whatever, but we try to limit it to 4 if we can. That way, like she said, we get there, we have time to set up, eat, relax.
Enjoy the campsite.
Yeah, that's another thing. You want to enjoy it all along the way, because a lot of these places where you stop are really nice, so.
Or meet the other campers.
Yeah.
Because we've had nice campers, and well, we never met the third campers because we left there kind of early in the morning, but all the other ones were really nice. So another thing that we learned pretty quickly with our pets is, yeah, they do get stressed out. If we're stressed out, they're pretty stressed out, and that just makes us even more stressed out. So we've started putting them in the car before we start pulling in the slides and disconnecting everything, just to get them safely out of the way and in the car where they can just relax and chill until we're ready to hit the road. And then once we get to our site, we set up we set up the fifth wheel, we get our level, we put the slides out. And then I also like to set up their food, their water, and their bedding so that when we do bring them into the RV, it's like they've never left.
One thing we've learned also when it comes to pets is we're really careful that our dogs are always on a leash and they're under control just in case. But one thing we noticed is that especially smaller dog owners.
And the few campsites that we've been in, yeah.
Yeah, they'll just let their dogs run wild, and then they might be kind of aggressive towards our bigger dogs, which is crazy.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, not a good idea. Even though, our dogs aren't aggressive towards other animals, but
they will protect themselves.
They will protect themselves. So, if you have a dog, keep it on a leash. That way, it doesn't go after other dogs.
And everybody's dog is safe.
Yeah, we are animal lovers, and we would hate for, our dog to hurt someone else's dog or vice versa. And, the way to avoid that is, keeping your dog on a leash, I would say. I'm not the type that wants to tell anybody what to do, but I just, noticed that, things would be a little safer if everybody was participating and making sure all the animals were taken care of.
Yeah. So when we thought about doing this whole RV living thing, thought we'd picture ourselves sitting out under the awning on a hot day, sipping sodas or whatever.
Sipping tea because we're Southern. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sipping tea. But we have very rarely used our awning, mainly because here in the hill country, it's pretty windy. When we got to Alabama, it was hurricane season, so it was pretty much windy most of the time there, too.
But it has been, it does definitely come in handy to have an awning, no doubt about that, especially when we want to eat lunch and get out of the sun a little bit.
We have used it a handful of times.
Yeah, but the main thing we learned is that not to leave it out.
When you leave.
Yeah, if you're going to be away from the RV or going to go to bed or anything like that, I would definitely recommend bringing that in. Gusts of wind can come out of nowhere, apparently.
And just rip it to shreds.
Or at least cause some damage. We don't want any damage, right? Damage bad.
So put the awnings in when you're not going to be out there using them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. It's a beautiful day here in the hill country, so I'm going to take advantage of that and clean up the area of our campsite around our fire pit, especially where the dogs lay. So I wanted to show you my fancy little folding rake. I love this thing. Folds out to a full-size rake. It's also made with some kind of metal, makes it quite a bit more sturdy. Now I've got work to do. So there's quite a few other reasons why I am doing this other than just to make it look nicer. We have this little plant that grows all over the Texas hill country. It's called weesach. These little needle things will go through your tennis shoe and straight into your foot. I mean, some of them can get pretty long, and this one is actually a medium-sized branch. So, my dogs keep tracking these in the house, so I know it's got to be painful for them. The leaves and the debris and all the little thorny bushes and everything that are scattered around are actually kind of dried out right now because Texas has been in a kind of like a drought season. So it's rained the last few days, so the weeds and stuff are a little bit easier to pull up. But also, I want to get all of that away from our trailer, just in case. I don't want the extra timber anywhere near our trailer. And the grandkids may be coming up here pretty soon, so I want to make sure that they're not going to run out here barefoot and step on something that's going to, pierce their foot. You turn them on for any leaks that come up, and also that self-leveling caulk that you need for to repair any leaks on the roof.
Yeah, that came in real handy for us. We were in the middle of a monsoon in Alabama. I mean, we were down there, it was just raining every day.
Hurricane season.
Yeah, and in the middle of the night, the walls started bleeding, blood coming down. No, they started leaking water. So the next morning, we were able to get up there and use some of that self-leveling caulk where the cap is on the the front of the RV. The seal where the cap goes across, that's where it seemed to be leaking. So we put some of that caulk there and haven't had any problems since then. So it's good to have that stuff around,
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And legs, fingers and legs.
And the clear sealant or whatever sealant you use to put around all your windows and frames and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to keep that on hand.
Yeah. At least 1, 2 of each, and and some Bond. I would say it's pretty important to have those things around, along with fuses and batteries and
extra flashlights.
Yep. Spare parts, anything that you can collect. Of course, you have to consider, how much space do you have to keep all this stuff. But having spare parts is a handy thing with an RV. I'll tell you that. If it can go wrong, it will. The water filter, leading to your RV, I would suggest having an extra one of those.
Yeah, they say you should replace it at least every 3 months. Some people do it more often. Some people do it way less often.
And especially during the winter, they seem to have a tendency to crack.
And sometimes the water has a bunch of minerals and stuff that tend to cake up on it.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to replace it after you've been to the park with that kind of water.
Absolutely.
They call it
whatever
minerals.
She says. You look at the beautiful sunset. Wow.
They can't see it.
Yeah. There's a sunset over there that's really pretty.
You're totally missing it.
Here, I'll take a picture of it for you.
And another thing that we learned, we love this lifestyle.
Yeah, it works for us. We love being mobile.
We've always loved road trips to begin with, and we used to tent camp as often as we possibly could.
Yeah.
So this is like tent camping, but way better.
Yeah, it's like glamping, I guess. Is that what people?
Yeah, glamping.
Right now we're mooch docking on a friend's property on Lake Travis, and she's got like 300 acres out here. It's great. So those of you who were wondering about the slide out, what happened with that, it kind of brings us to another thing that we learned. Repairs in the RV world are very expensive.
They can be.
Yeah,
sure.
they can be. We were very fortunate. Our warranty
our extended service contract.
Yeah, they fixed everything. They had to replace, gosh, both motors, the shoes, here's the list. They removed and reinstalled upper and lower blocks, rails, shoes, and gears, rebuilt gear racks, added aluminum plates and shims because where our slide out is, or that, what would you call that?
That box?
That wall, that box is not square. And so
It wasn't built to square.
So it's still, it still struggles a bit. So I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but they did replace all this stuff. When we were in Alabama and actually when we left Texas, we had to pay RV techs to come out and help us get the slide in and out, and that was very expensive. We ended up having to do it 3 times in that trip for a whopping total of about $700.
About $750.
$750, yeah. If you have to, hire an RV tech to fix something, be sure you can't fix it yourself because it's expensive.
You have to pay them just to show up, and then you have to pay them for any work that they do and parts that they replace.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pricey.
It's pricey. But we're very happy to tell you our RV is in working order and our slide out is working at this time. And we're very happy for that. I lost my recording studio.
You still have a recording studio.
You have a tiny recording studio in a 5x7 room now. But I can get it done.
But yeah, learning to live with less. I didn't think that was possible for us. We had a 4-bedroom house that was pretty packed with stuff, with furniture, with all kinds of stuff. And we got rid of probably 75% of everything we owned.
We started off with what, 4 storage units?
3.
3.
No. Wait, did we have a 4th one for a bit? I think we did.
Yeah, I think we had 4 to start off with.
We had, 4 storage units.
Yeah, we've gotten rid of 2 of them, and most of it we just either gave away or took to Goodwill or...
Yeah, donated or gave it away.
It's weird to do that, but it's like, the stuff you accumulate over, your lifetime, you realize how little of it means anything. It's just junk, really.
Yeah.
Now, you keep the important stuff, of course, the stuff that you use.
Yeah, or the stuff that you love.
Yeah, but it's kind of a relief, you don't feel tied down by this stuff anymore, No more HOAs to deal with, and if you don't like your neighbor,
we can move it.
Yeah, so it's all worth the trade-off, because we really love this lifestyle. We realize that we were always nomads at heart, but we were always afraid to go for it.
All over the place.
Yeah, we've always been real into traveling. We used to go to Costa Rica quite a bit, Panama, Mexico, Canada. We used to spend quite a bit of our hard-earned money on traveling.
That's what it's all for, right?
Yeah. So anyway, we still need to get rid of a lot of stuff in the RV. We realized, we have a lot of stuff we really don't need.
Yeah, we haven't used most of it.
Yeah. So there will be more purging going on. It's not a bad thing, I don't think. I think it's really a good thing.
It is good.
Hey, everybody out there, be sure and subscribe to Bumpy Road's RV Life. It's fantastic. You'll learn a lot, too.
Thanks, Dad.
Could be thrilling with one who's willing to be a farmer's wife. Kids calling me Tatty, but make me so happy. Give me the simple life. Cottage small is all I'm after. Not one that's spacious and wide. A house that rings with joy and light.